Hi, good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss B.Ed 4th SEM Inclusive Education. It is a small presentation. So, first chapter is Inclusion and Education. So, as per UNESCO in 2023, it reported almost 258 million children are remain out of school worldwide. So, this is the day by day is increasing. So there is a participation of every children in the school is essential. So let us discuss about this inclusion and education and introduction. So let us start now. See the meaning of inclusion. See, it is not a merely teaching approach. It represents commit to equity and social justice. There are we can say that four barriers are there, and we have to remove these barriers and we have to make them participate in the mainstream of education. See, the first one is we have to remove the barriers, like we have to identify the obstacles, and also we have to what is the op- what is the like what is preventing the students to participating in learning environment, and we should make sure that full participation. All the students engage meaningful in classroom activities and school culture. Then the inclusion includes there is a social justice. Inclusion challenges discrimination and promotes equal educational opportunity to everyone. So the meaning includes, first of all we have to remove the barriers and we have to make sure that everybody should participate in education system, and there should be a social justice to all the people without any discrimination. So let us start with that. So nature of inclusive. So there is a celebrate diversity, democratic values, and belonging environment. What is celebrate diversity? Welcome to the students with a diverse learning styles, languages, abilities, and cultural backgrounds. And democratic values, inclusive school models, broader social values, and equality and respect and participation. And belonging environment, we should create the space for every student feels valued, accepted, and supported. Nobody should be invalid. Everybody should be valued, accepted, and supported. So, if you see the historical perspectives in inclusion, in first in 1970s there is segregation era. Then the students from general public as well as disabilities are they are segregated. They are separated from the mainstream. There is a totally excluded in the society or in education system. If you see the era 1980 to 1990, there is an integration. The movement towards mainstream placement with a limited accommodation. And if you see in 1994, Salmanica statement, UNESCO declared that recognized inclusive education as the right children for all the children. Then, in present situation that is started in 2000s, shift towards the systematic change and universal design approach. Let us see one by one. See, there are four. Some of the key principles are there in inclusive education. One is in this pyramid we can see universal access, participation, personalization, flexibility. In universalization access, education designed for all the learners. Then participation, that means active engagement in learning. Personalization, there is a tailor-made approach to the individual needs. Then flexibility, adaptable methods and environment. Then let us see what is the integrated education. See, the definition says that educational approach where students with the disabilities are taught along with the uh, general education classroom. Then the focus should be primarily on physical placement rather than systematic change. So some of the characteristics of integrated education, there is a minimum curriculum adaptation and limited accommodation of the differences, and students expect to fit in often requires students readiness. Then glossary includes words inclusion, integration, fitting students into existing structure with the minimal changes, transition, gradual movement towards more inclusive practices, inclusion, systematic change that benefit all the students through universal design. So there are different types of impairments are there. Let us check the glossary of impairments. Broadly, we can categorize into sensory impairments, cognitive impairments, physical impairments, and health impairment. What is sensory impairment? It says it affects one or more senses like vision, hearing, and speaking, which comes under sensory impairments, and cognitive impairments, which affects about the thinking of the individual and it's their memory and information processing. Then physical impairments is our, everybody knows that affects the mobility and dexterity and physical function. So health impairment, it is the overall health affected people. They have the limited strength and limited alertness. So this is the glossary of impairment, sensory impairment, cognitive impairment, physical impairments, and health impairments. So glossary of disabilities. We can say that there is a physical barriers, social barriers, attitudinal barriers, and educational barriers. Physical barriers like in accessing buildings like transportation facilities, so they cannot access the all the things like building, transport facilities, etc. Then social barriers. So these people are excluded from the peer activities and community participation. And barriers. It is the stereotypes, discrimination, and low expectation. And educational barriers. We can say that there is a inflexible curriculum. Then the standardized testing and limited accommodation. So these are the glossary about the disability. Once again, I'll say that physical barriers, attitudinal barriers, social barriers, and educational barriers. See here, what is the difference between assessment and evaluation? Assessment, see, it is an ongoing process, it is a formative, it is a informed teaching, it is a process oriented, and it is a diagnostic. And if we say the second part, evaluation, it is the evaluation takes place at a point in time judgment, it is a summative, it is a measurement achievement, and outcome oriented and evaluated. So it's a broadly categorized assessment and evaluation. Then curriculum concept in universal education, C, universal design for learning. So it is a framework provides the multiple means of engagement, representation of expression of all the learners. So they are going to make the things flexible, and it is a universally designed for learning. In short form, you can say that UDL and multi-level instruction. So teaching approach addressing diverse learning needs simultaneously through tied activities. Then responsive curriculum. The curriculum should be a dynamic content that adjusts based on student progress, interest, and learning profiles. So the curriculum, the curricular concept in inclusive education, broadly we can say that it's a universal design for learning, multi-level instruction, responsive curriculum. Then, so how we are going to adapt these curriculum? There are accessing methods, scaffolding types, and adjustment areas. So there is 4 accessing methods to make the curriculum accessible to all the learners. There is 7 types of scaffolding types, temporary supports that help the students succeed, and 12 the adjustment areas, aspects of learning that can be adapted. Adaptation make the content accessible without changing learning goals. They include adjustment to pace, format, and methods. So how you are going to setting the this modification in inclusive settings? There is the curriculum should be simplified, and there should be alternative goals. Then varied assessments. So the content should be it should be simplified. That means we should reduce the reading level, condensed material, and essentials concept. Then alternative goals, modified standards, different learning objectives, and parenting bills, varied assessment. There is a portfolio evaluation uh, and performance-based tasks and practical demonstrations. See, here differentiations is explained here. Instruction strategy for inclusion, the core teaching models, peer support strategies, flexible grouping, assistive techniques, co-teaching models, multiple educators sharing the responsibility for all the students, peer support stress. There is a structure, the partner should work and collaborate with the learner approach, flexible grouping student based on learning needs and activities, assertive technologies and tools provide the access support the diverse learners. So assessment of inclusion, extended time allow the student to demonstrate knowledge without any time pressure. Then alternative formats. There should be alternative formats will be given. Offers in multiple ways such as oral, visual, and typed answers. Then cultural responses ensure that assessment are relevant and bias free for all the students. So monitoring evaluation techniques, develop the plan, implement the strategy, collect the data, adjust the approach. These are the techniques. Then addressing barriers in changes in inclusive education. See, major barriers includes attitudinal resistances, resource limitations, overcrowded classrooms, gaps in teacher preparation and policy implementation. So there are case studies also is there. In India, basically the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it is a national program provided for free education for children with disabilities along with the peers like here the resource teachers network, accepted device provision, teacher training initiatives. So inclusion towards the truly inclusive education, continuous improvement, collaborative approach and universal benefits. Thank you all.